time to rank all servants from Fate Grand Order. I love playing FGO, and despite the abysmal gacha rate, I still enjoy the contents of it. Now, I'm only gonna rank them based on their designs and their characters, not their gameplay, not their meta statistics. You can just find them in another video with that specification. Now, I am only going to rank them on NA server because I play NA. I know that there are more servants in the JP servers since like the 2-year gaps from each other, which kind of sucks, but I'm only going to rank them in the NA version. I don't know much about the JP version because I never got into their stories. Oh, and one more thing, this ranking is strictly based on my preferences. Many people would have other preferences, they would agree and disagree, but this is a ranking. This is how it is. If you got something to complain, I don't give a shit, okay? I just say what's in my mind. So let's jump into this. Alright, first on our list, we got Mash Krillite, our first ever servant and shielder. I'm going to put her at a B tier. Yeah, she does have character development, and I do appreciate that she's really supportive of you. I mean, she still retains that pacifistic side of hers, most of the time that she's just pessimistic, but still, I just don't look at her in like a quote-unquote waifu way, so I only just look at her as like a cute supportive kohai. That's it. Alright, next we got Authoria Pendragon, the OG Saber, and the most overpraised character in all of the Fate franchises. I mean, yeah, she looks cute. I'll give her an A tier. I wouldn't praise her that much. And yeah, she's like the most popular character of the Fate franchise. I mean, she's more like the figurehead of the Fate series. So yeah, I guess that would make her iconic and all. Her personality trait is alright, but I do find her glutton side very endearing. Next we got Artoria Pendragon Alter, also known as Salter or Dark Saber. I'm just gonna say this, I'll put her in S tier because she just looks so much better than OG Saber. I don't know, golden eyes, pale skin. I just kind of got a thing for alters. She has this mature side of her, and I really like her Shinjuku outfit too. It really fits her. So yeah, S tier. Next we got another Saber. This time it's your younger self, Artoria Pendragon Lily. I don't know why they start going down with a bunch of Saber faces, but yeah, that's just how it is. She's very wholesome. Would I give her a high praise? I think I'll put her in A tier. I'm not sure if she'd be S tier. She's just like her younger self, and like, I don't know. I would just put her in A tier since she's so wholesome. I wouldn't put it as an S tier since that would be too much of a high praise, but yeah, that's pretty much just it. Alright, next one we got yet another Saber face, but this time it's Nero, also known as Red Saber. I'm sure you know her from Fate Extra series, so yeah. I heard that from her design that she reveals much of her features. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give her an A tier. She's short stack, and that she really does high praise for herself, but again, I haven't played the Fate Extra game. I don't know much about her character, but I do like the relationship between her and Hakuno. I find it rather cute, and she's even the source of all the meme makers of the Padoru, so yeah, there you go. Siegfried, also known as the Sumanai guy. I mean, yeah, he's a pretty okay dude. I'll give him a B tier. I don't really hate him. From his showcase from the Las Vegas story, it was quite amusing to watch, so yeah, I'll just give it a fair B tier. Gaius Julius Caesar. He's a fat boy, pretty much it. And he also like scams people economically. I'll say C. He even had the audacity to have an affair when he already has his wife. Altera the Hun or Attila, whoever you want to call her. I mean, her design was drawn by Steins Gate characters. With a design like this, I don't know. Go for B tier. At first I didn't expect that was actually a white veil. I thought she was like long haired. I kind of prefer her Wada Arco arts than this one. She just looks so much cuter and more better than this one. For a design like this kind for Altera, I don't know, it's just it didn't seem that interesting to me. Julius Caesar's Saber version. I mean, I could say that he's a decent guy than his caster self, and I kind of liked his Final Ascension art. Kind of defines what his character is like. All in all, not much going on with this guy. C tier. At least he's slightly better than his caster self. Chevalier Dion. I'm not gonna say about these trap characters, and I refuse to go into detail of these trap archetypes, so I'm just going to put this one a B tier. That's my answer. Emia Archer. You know, I'm gonna put him at a B tier. I wouldn't put this guy as my favorite, but he had an interesting character in the Fate story, so I'll give him that. In FGO, he's a pretty chill dude, just like cooks for you, does caretaking jobs, so I'm sure that most people would just consider him as a housewife for this guy. But I find his noble phantasm as the most overrated thing, because when I read fan fictions, every OC, they get unlimited blade works, or they just project on weapons. I'd say like his powers are like the most overrated thing. It just doesn't feel special anymore. Gilgamesh Archer. You know, being a narcissist, I'll just give him a B tier because I find it tolerable. But if it was in Fate Extra CCC, I would give him an S tier because there's like so much character in him. And the way he interacts with other characters, how he gives off his own thoughts to them, it really fleshes out his character. Especially that one scene where it's, oof. But yeah, still, Fate Extra CCC Gilgamesh, best boy. But in FGO, B. Robin Hood is going to be an A tier boy. Like, he is the most chill dude. You can just hang out with him casually. Oh, and he's a good Skolmi character, so A tier for Skolmi. Atalanta. You know, I'll just go put her at a B tier. I mean, she's a good character. Like, her loving children is adorable, but I just don't like this design of hers. It just doesn't fit right. I kind of prefer her apocrypha art than this art. It's like, just doesn't fit well in this design. Also, the design doesn't match well with the character sprite since it looked so unnatural. Uriel. Not much going around her, unlike her other sister, which is completely identical, so nothing unique about it other than some clothing. I mean, she had a nice voice by singing La La La, but that's just pretty much it. C tier. Arash. A tier. Best boy, great guy to be around with, even though he's an MP fodder. But he did shine from that Camelot story. Cuchulainn, or Cuchulainn, wherever you call him. Generally, he's really not a bad guy. I'll just put him at a B tier. It's just that I wouldn't consider him as my favorite. Elizabeth Bathory. I'm going to give this girl an A tier. I mean, she does have the downside of singing horribly, but she can be a potential good singer if she puts her mind to it. And from her overall personality, I find it adorable. In some scenarios where she becomes a gag figure, which I find it pretty amusing to watch. Musashibo Benkei is going to be a B tier. My first impression is this guy is kind of dull, since I would put him more of a C tier type character, but with his interaction with Ushiwakamaru is just so lighthearted. It's like, it brings so much of life in him. He's not just like this stern, serious dude. Cuchulainn prototype. Nothing much about this dude than being a copy of Cuchulainn, and that he's the younger version of himself. But hey, he's at least voiced by Hijikata. That's pretty much it. C tier. Leonidas is going to be the B tier. Like, he's a great and funny guy. And he also said that his hobbies are math, which I find it really surprising. He even admits to himself that other Spartans are like meatheads. And I'm sure that he himself is like a muscle brain himself, but in the math level, I'm not sure. Probably like intermediate level, I'm guessing. But I just find him funny being like that. Romulus. Nothing much from this guy other that his only language is screaming Rome. I mean, I do find the T-pose to be amusing, but nothing much around this guy. Instead of saying Rome, C tier. Writer Medusa is going to be an A tier. She is such a sweet and caring woman. She even has normal hobbies of a girl. Like, she enjoys reading and swimming. And that she has a really caring side for Sakura. Although I don't know much details in the Heavens Feel route, so sorry. Although I cannot fathom why her older sisters look so younger than her, even though though she's called the youngest. Well, sure, she is self-conscious about her height, but still. But I guess that's type moon for you. They just do things like that. St. Georgius. He's going to be a C tier. I wouldn't put him at D tier since he likes photography, but that's pretty much it. And also that he's some sort of dragon slayer. Yeah, not much going on with him except that he likes photography. Blackbeard. You know, at first I would put him at D tier since he's like a lolicon and just like a pervert and all. But at the Summer Fest story, I'm starting to grow on him, and he's now a B tier. He's at least tolerable. He's not like massively degenerate. Well, I guess he is, but at least he's better than the other degenerates. Boudica is going to be a B tier. I would rank her personality as A tier since she's so caring and sweet, like a older sister or perhaps a mother, since she was married at that time. But I don't know, the designers just did dirty on her. It just looks so plain, not so appealing at all. Like, when I saw other CEs of Boudica, they look way better than her default design. I mean, if only her design was changed, I would have find it appealing to her. But just looking at this, so mediocre. Ushiwakamaru is going to be an A tier. Very loyal girl and very adorable, wishing to be praised like a puppy wagging her tail. At first I did not notice that she was wearing such a skimpy outfit, but I actually don't mind if that's like her sense of style. For aerodynamics, I don't know, maybe. Alexander, also known as the young Iskandar. Well, he is young, so he's not much superior than the OG Iskandar. Overall, see. Mary Antoinette is an okay girl. I mean, she is like an open-minded girl that goes into the traditional ones like modern talks and slangs. She's not bad, but I wouldn't call her my favorite, so I'm giving her a B. Martha is an okay servant. I won't do her dirty since she was my first ever 4-star servant, and she has a special place there. I do like her personality that she tries to be pure as possible, but her violent antics just tends to slip out from her mouth, which I find it very endearing from her character. I mean, she even beat her dragon as a meteorite, so yeah, I'll give her a B tier. Medea's design is a bit okay-ish, not really that appealing, looks kind of bland to be honest. I mean, she is obsessed with Saber being cute and all. I guess she has a fascination of moe-ness. C tier. Julius D. Reyes. Creepy ass motherfucker, kills children, has googly frogged eyes, massively obsessed with John. Don't know why anybody would like this guy. D tier. At least his interaction with a fellow psychopath was interesting. Hans Christian Andersen. You know what? I'm gonna give this guy an S tier. He is such a savage mofo that he would roast on anybody, including himself. I mean, he really takes his criticism to the next level. William Shakespeare is a really vocal guy. He is very expressive of his own words and just puts it in a literature term, to which I can never understand his story of poems because I am just that shit in understanding Shakespeare language. But overall, very expressive character. I'll put him in a B. Mephistopheles, or Mechatrocles, I don't know his name. A psychotic clown that has a fanatic with TikTok bombings. Or was it clock bombings? I kind of forgot about this guy. Nothing impactful about him, just like a psycho that loves bombs. D tier. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. His design is a bit much. I mean, it doesn't look that good, in my honest opinion. He just doesn't look good overall. From what I read from his personality, he tends to make dirty jokes at times. So yeah, I guess he gets that. C tier. Waver Velvet, or El Malloy II. Or is it El Malloy? I mean, his character is alright, just like a stern, intelligent mentor for you. I'll give him a B tier. I don't think he's really that interesting for my first impression, although I haven't watched the anime of him, so yeah, I don't know. I know that most of the FGO memes are just him overworking, giving him loads of apples for grinding, but honestly, I don't even use him that much. I just only use him for the occasion, such as boss fights or a few challenges. challenge quests. I'm not that hardcore to constantly use him. As long as they just like give me a smooth progression, then that's all. Castor Ku is a bit meh. His design is kinda like eh. Give it a D because duh. Sasaki Kojiro is going to be a B tier. He is interesting. I mean, his skills are like pretty badass. Cutting 3 swallows at once? I'd find that pretty cool. And for him to carry a long ass sword that has like the length of Sephiroth's. Cursed Arm Hassan looks like a pretty intimidating guy, but throughout the FGO story, he just seems like a pretty nice guy. Like some grandpa that watches over the kids. That's what I'm getting from him. I'll give him a B. Steno, again, like Uriel, not much. They're just like identical twins. It's kind of the same. I mean, I get that she's the older sister and that she acts old, but that's just it. Same rank as Uriel, C tier. Jinkei is alright. She really had that character going on from that third Lost Belt. Although considering to be an assassin, I did not know that she'd be a drunkard too. I'll put a B. Her design is really meh. I find her drunkard side a bit surprising there. She's not just a cold-hearted assassin. She's also the festive type. Not bad. Charles Henry Sanson wasn't that interesting. Kind of forgot about him. I guess that he had like a crush on Mari. That's just all there is. D. Phantom of the Opera's only thing he could do is just yelling Christine. The design looks so dirty. His obsessive love of Christine. D. Matahari is a really sweet girl, but I only wish that she would get redesigned. Her eyes are a bit unnerving. It felt like that you're staring into the abyss and now it's staring right at you. I just get creeped out looking from those eyes and I wish they redesign it. Her final ascension is good. It's very good. It's not as creepy as her default design. I would rank her higher, but I'm giving her a B. Carmelo's design is alright. The one thing that I can complain is that throughout her ascension progression, they just added more spikes. Nothing else. That's like the most laziest design I have ever seen. And it is so stupid. They just add chains, spikes, and then finally her face reveal. I mean, she does look pretty. With all of those spikes and chains, this doesn't look anything better. I just prefer that if she had her first ascension without her mask, that would have been way more better. I mean, personality-wise, that she has sadistic tendencies and that she's a vampire. And considering from her interlude, it's interesting. And considering that she's the older version of Elizabeth, that she really questions her tendency of her variety of forms, which I find that funny. I'll give her a B tier. That's like a fair score. Berserker Heracles has such a cool design. A big bulky guy and has like a giant stone sword. But I also like he had a protective side of Elia, or perhaps other pseudo-servants of Elia. Even though that she's different, he'd still be wanting to protect her. When I saw that like Halloween event, when he went to Sutonai's side to fight by her side, to me it felt really heartwarming. So I'll give him an A tier. Most of the time he just grunts a lot, but he has that soft side to him. Lancelot Berserker has like one of the most coolest design in Fate. Like an armor-wearing Berserker that howls like a wolf. I mean, yeah, savage, but that's exactly what Berserker is. And his noble phantasm summoning a jet, firing missiles, and even holds a Gatling gun. Like, that is so sick. Cool design, cool NP, he deserves an A tier. Lu Bu Fengshen. If they had any decent ideas than just switching color palettes and then adding more electric thing as tiger stripes, he wouldn't need to be ascended at all. D tier. Spartacus has like the worst design I have ever seen, especially his third ascension. He's literally like wearing a bucket on his head. Pale gray skin and blonde. Like, that does not fit together. But I can understand, like, his character. He really emphasized on his love for killing oppressions and rebelling. At least he brims confidence. See? So yeah, those are my ranks of the first 50 servants. I'll be doing the other 50 for some other time. If you like it, think about making a series of these, because why not? This has been Nexinator. You have a good day.